Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have another budget blade to share with you guys and gals today. And first, I'm going to say thank you to my channel members, thank you to my patrons, and thank you to all my subscribers. You guys are making this absolutely awesome. The unboxing's, what do you call it? The helper outer guide today is the ST102. I absolutely love this knife. It's another budget blade that I really enjoy. And of course, I'll always put links to every knife in the video in the description, so you can go check them out if you want to. And we're going to get right on in here and check this one out. Maybe not, because I can't get it to come out of the box. Did I cut both sides? Did I seriously not cut both sides? I thought I did. What the heck? Yeah, I guess I did. All right, so we'll just watch me fiddle with the box for an hour and a half. All right, here we go. You get a spongy cloth, and this here is the ST128 from Sitivien, and this was donated to the channel by a channel member and a subscriber extraordinaire. Thank you very much. And this one I would say is probably going to be in a giveaway, but here you go. Wow, check it out. We got the red and black going on. That's what I'm talking about. You know, these colors look very familiar. I just can't figure out where I've seen black and red together so often. So this is pretty cool looking. It feels very solid. Here's this side. Very nice, very, very nice. And man, I'm liking this. The black and red, I put it off getting it forever. And then you guys saw a couple knives ago, I did black and red. I really liked it. Liked it a lot. Let's see what this blade looks like. Pow, right in the kisser. Ooh, yeah. So this is a nice full-size knife. That's what I'm talking about. Would you look at it? Just look at it. You know what? Let's get the specs and we'll do them in less than 30 seconds. Then we'll get into all the fun stuff. No, 60 seconds. Let's guess the weight and then do it to it. Not quite as heavy as the Manix 2. I'm going to go with 4 3/4. And it is 4.82. Yes, I will take it. I am right there in the ballpark. So are you ready? Are you set? Let's do it. From tip to tip, we're 8.59 inches with a drop point blade and D2 blade steel. You have a satin stone wash. And from the scales to the tip is 3.65 inches. Your sharpened blade length is 3.6 inches. Your blade width 1.07 inches. And your blade stock thickness is 127 thousandths of an inch. Your thickness behind the edge is 21 thousandths of an inch. You have G10 for your handle material. And your close length is 4.97 inches. Your handle width is 0.98 inches. And then total handle width with it closed, 1.3 inches. Your handle thickness is 0.59 inches. Your opening methods are going to be thumb studs. And what's in the pivot? We're going to find out because we're going to take it apart and hopefully it goes better than the last one. This is a liner lock. And guess what? T8s for the body screws and pivot. And this is the model ST128. Let's see what it'll do cutting some paper right out of the box. And I'm out of catalog paper. All right, not too bad. Having a little trouble grabbing. All right, is it my angle? What if I cut backwards? Okay, so it's, well, you know what? It does better coming this way than that way, which means if I stropped it this direction, that I would get a better cut going the direction I'm cutting. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, not too bad. I angled it a little different, but it needs a strop definitely, not the sharpest out of the box. These come in like 7 different colors, and they're like $25 on Amazon. I'll put links, of course, in the description. And there's like tan and the black. I think there's black and white, and then there's all black. There's a bunch of different colors and variations of this thing. So let's get all nice and personal up close here. And you know, this is surprising. This is the first Sitivien that I've got personally that wasn't razor sharp, very, very sharp from the factory. And we'll get up here and take a look at this edge. I'm not seeing anything, so I bet with a little bit of a strop, we'd be A-okay. So check out the finish. Very nice finish. There's your Sitivien. We'll take a look at the thumb studs. Very nice looking thumb studs. Big old chunker of thumb studs. And give you some. How about the texture vision? There's your texture. There you go. What does it feel like? It's not bad. It's not grippy. I mean, it's grippy, but what am I saying? It's not like G10, like Spyderco G10. It has texture. It's comfortable. And there's pretty cool looking pivot. I like the pivot look. And I'm not sure why that is recessed like that. It almost makes it look like a button lock, but it is not a button lock. And going all the way back, you got a big old spot for your lanyard hole. And look, right here, you have some soft jimping on the back and then some soft jimping up here. And then, ooh, very nice. Very, very nice. This is my favorite jimping. almost aggressive, but it's not deep enough to like, you know, be ouch aggressive. It grabs your skin. That's going to be really nice. We'll check that out when we do the ergos. And no sharpening choil to be heard of. Right there at the end of the plunge grind is where your blade sharpening starts, right there. So no sharpening choil. And let's check out this side. There you go, the ST128, and it's in D2 blade steel. Going all the way down. Pretty nice, pretty attractive. And then we have a semi-deep carry pocket clip, and you do have some screws sticking out of the shade. We'll check that out, see how that goes in and out of the pocket. You know what? I'll just check that out right now. Let's see what it does. Okay, it's not catching. I can feel it. I can feel it when it hits right up here, you know, where those mushrooms are, as I always say, those rounded screws. So it is recessed into the G10, which helps, but there's not a whole lot of clearance space. So if you had some super thick jeans or work pants on, you might get an issue with that. Are we centered? Yes, we are. Well, maybe a hair to the show side. Maybe just a hair. Nice looking tip. Gotta have a nice looking tip, you know what I'm saying? And how about our lockup? What's our lockup look like? We are at, ooh, nice. I'd say about, let's check it out, about 50, yeah, right there, 50%, right there in the middle. We'll do some quick size comparisons and then get to the ergos and the action. So this one right here is the Qsp Penguin. You got to get a Penguin, you know what I'm saying? Definitely a lot wider than the Penguin, has a lot of purchase on it. So I'm going to throw some up here that hopefully you guys will have one or two of these, and you'll know the size of this knife. So here's the Qsp Penguin, and here's the Demko AD 20.5. This one, it's been popular since it came out, and now people are doing all kinds of crazy mods to it, but definitely makes them look small. And here's the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and the Spyderco Tenacious, my gateway knife. Some people have gateway drugs. I have a gateway knife. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of you have that one, the Tenacious also. Here's the CJRB Feldspar. And how about the KIZER T1? So if you have a T1, now you know. This is not a small knife. This is a big boy. Full-size handle, full-size blade. Yeah. The Sitivien Brazen. How about the Brazen? And here's the ST102, another Sitivien. This one came razor sharp out of the box. Very nice. Very, very nice. And the Petrified Fish Zero. I know these are back in stock. That one's pretty cool. It's sharp and stabby, I tell you what. And did you guys see my video on this one? This is the 1006. It's the Sanrenmu SMW SRM knives. Look at that. I mean, look at that chunker. I've been having so much fun with this thing. If you haven't seen that video, I think it's the last one I posted. But there's that one. This one's been out for a while, so a lot of folks have that one. So if you think that's a full-size knife, there you go. That's a full-size knife. And I'll put one more up here. How about the ST? This is the 110. The ST110, which is the same length as the ST109. So if you have been watching and enjoying my content and you haven't subscribed, if you would do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it, because what that does is helps other YouTubers and other people that are watching know, hey, there's some more knife content. Maybe they haven't even discovered the knife community yet. That gives them a chance. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, and then select all. That way you don't miss what's coming up on Beez Blades. So let's check out the deployment. How about, let me back it out just a little bit. There we go. Let's see. There's no flipper, no reverse flicking going on. So here we go. Pow, right in the kisser. Okay, nice pass through. Nice action. It's a little bit of shake shut. Get a little bit of gravity's help. Not too bad. And I don't think we're going to get a reverse flick out of this either. Nope. Too strong. Now, that is one thing. Over here, you've got this weird hole. And in the pictures, I wasn't sure. I was like, is there going to be a very good pass-through or enough room? So on this side, you definitely got it made. Now, on the other side, you don't. I mean, you can use your index finger for some help, for assistance, like pow, like that. And then shut it. And then pow. You know, I like pow. Now, you know what? Left-handed, there's no problem getting to it. The thumb stud is grippy enough and it sticks out enough where I don't have any issue deploying with my left hand. So that's not a problem. And check out this pass-through. The pass-through looks small, but it's not. It's just right. There I go again. If you know, you know. But look at that. Really nice pass-through. Easy to use. It doesn't hurt my thumb. And there's, I wouldn't call that jimping. It just has this odd cutout right there, which kind of acts like a little bit of jimping, helps grab your skin just to pull it over just a little bit. So that's very nice. I like it. It's comfortable. Checking the ergos. My hand from here to here is 4 inches. From here to here is 3.5. And from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is, what is it? 7 1/4. So there's me holding the knife, and bam, I love, man, that has a nice snap to it. So here's giving it the good old college squeeze. Now, if I'm really squeezing and getting in it, let's see. Okay, so I can feel this right here just a little bit. So if you had gloves on, you wouldn't feel it. But I think if you did a lot of bearing down and a lot of heavy cutting, which I don't know how much heavy cutting you're going to do, you're going to feel this right here. So this would, you know, this was one of those ones that if you had some work gloves on and you use this as a beater or a work knife, I think that jimping would really help give you a good grip. But it's kind of semi-aggressive, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how heavy a cutting you're doing, how much slicing. Now, as an EDC, if you like big size knives, the standard grip, just the traditional grip, pretty comfortable. That jimping right there definitely locks my thumb into place. Really good jimping going on. Man, it is grabby. You can choke up here, and look at that. Plenty of extra, man. If you have big hands and you want a chonker, not a chonker, yeah, I would just say, you know, this is going to be a really nice knife for one guy, and for another guy, this is going to be a beater knife to throw in the glove box, throw in the back of the truck, throw in the tackle box, you know, 25 bucks. So, yeah, I'm on the fence about this jimping right here and this jimping down here. It's not bad unless you're doing some heavy-duty cuttings, what I would say. So, yeah, I'm a little on the fence about that. Now, as far as the pocket clip's not bothering me. I can tell that he's coming up right there, but he's not really bothering me. I could just tell it's in there. It's in there. So, you know what? We'll take this apart, see what's on the inside, and hopefully it goes better than the last one, and then I'll give you some final thoughts. All right, let's get all up into business. Everything that I do use, that you see me use in the whole video, everything is always linked in the description. Plus, I have a bunch of discount codes to all kinds of different places. White Mountain Knives, Lancelot Leather. I mean, there's affiliate codes, discount codes, and we have a spinning pivot. So I'm going to need an extra driver. So I got the old stubby on standby here with another T8. So that's already not a favorite thing, you know, but you know, for $25, if I can get it in the hole, I mean, you got to be able to get it in the hole. But for 25 bucks, yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand a spinning pivot, but you know, I got to say, there's a lot of knives that I've disassembled in the $25 to $30 range that have D-shaped pivots. So just saying, I'm going to switch it around. Let's see which side it's going to come out of here. I usually take it apart from the clip side. It usually works for me most of the time. And you know what? This one is, look there, look at there. It's wanting to come out from the opposite side. So it's like coming out backwards. Not backwards, just not what I'm used to. So here's your pivot screw, and it looks like we do have a little bit of Loctite on there. Now this time I'm going to keep track of my screws. The last one, that was kind of funny, but kind of not. Let's see if we can take it apart from the show side. It's cut, and man, T8s. So they have T8s for the body screws, but yet not a D-shaped pivot. That's really weird. But you know what? I have to say they stepped it up. Everybody in the knife community is always like, "Hey, give us some T8s." So pow, there it goes. I have the feeling this, watch me, open mouth, insert foot. I have the feeling this is going to be much easier than the last one. The last one tripped me up just a little bit. And if you didn't see it, yeah, I struggled. I started sweating there for a minute. I was like, oh boy, how's this going to go? So I just have a cloth. You can use an old t-shirt or anything, put some rubbing alcohol on it just to clean it off. And let's see what we have in the pivot. Looks like we have some steel ball bearings. You know I love my ball bearings. Yeah, let's get that dude out of there. Get this cleaned up. Not too dirty. Just a little bit of debris in there. My son and I always call it debris. Instead of debris, it's debris. And I'm going to use, where's my doodads? I'm going to put my doodads. I love my little doodads from KPL. Get this dude all cleaned out. And, of course, you know, I got to bring up Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. That's what I'm talking about. Friday nights, 8:15 to 11:15 p.m. You don't want to miss it. We have a blast talking about knives and whatever else comes up. So here's this side. A little bit of milling for the weight reduction. You know, I was pretty close. There's our pivot. I was pretty close on the guess. My guesses are usually right there, pretty darn close. I mean, I nailed it 1 or 2 knives ago. I think 2 knives ago, I nailed it. Like I was 0.05 off. So here's your pivot. Get in there. Round pivot. All right, so you know what? There you go. There's the whole thing, and I'm going to clean these little dudes off. I love my little ball bearings. So how are you doing today? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it evening? What time you watching? I hope you're having a good day, and if you haven't had a good day, I hope it only gets better for you. Thinking positive and all, sending happy thoughts your way. So I'll give you a nice close-up. Look at that, really shiny ball bearings. Shiny, shiny. So, you know, there you go. Let's go ahead and put it back together. Man, this is nice. After that last one, oh, that was kind of tough. So I'm going to get my doodad here and put some KPL original on it. And boy, that pivot just wants to fall right out. Would you get in there and stay in there? Stay. Thank you, everybody, so much for commenting. It makes a big difference, and everybody, for, you know, just, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you hit the thumbs up button and just comment, you know, even if you don't have anything to say about the knife, just you comment and saying, you know, hey, what's going on, or hello, bees, or anything like that, that helps. It really does help the channel. It supports the channel. So if you're not a member or you're not a patron, that is a way that you support the channel. And a lot of you do. And thank you so much. I know I can always count on your comments, and I do my very best to reply to all of them. I obviously can't always all the time, just because of, you know, I work a full-time job, and sometimes I'm not able to. I try my best because, you know, I could sit there and just talk to you all in the comments and during the live streams just all day long. You already know. That's what I'm all about. That's the fun stuff, is hearing, you know, how your day went, or, you know, you had this happen to a knife, or, hey, I have a knife just like that, or, and you guys tell me about knives you have that are similar to the ones in the videos, and then I go check it out and I put it on my wish list. Now, okay, here's a question for you. How big is your wish list? Do you have a wish list, or is it pretty much just a mental wish list that there's so many, you just, you know, it has to just be the right time at the right moment when you have the right amount in the checking account? And you get it. You know, I have this huge list of knives that are recommended. Did I already put some on there? Yeah, I did. This huge list of knives that are recommended by folks that I'm like, oh, I want to check that one out. Ooh, I want to check that one out. So we're going to go in like this. So we're going to put this dude. And right here's a big old hefty stop pin. Very nice stop pin. That sucker's going nowhere. But yeah, I do. I have typically, see, one of the reasons I like to put them back together or take them apart from the other side is just because my locking mechanism is now, so you can go like that and help lock it in place. But that's just my comfort zone. And as you well know, recently I've been getting totally out of my comfort zone. And I have a knife that I'm going to review here very soon that, oh boy, that could be a debacle, a total debacle. Because it is one that is not in my comfort zone to take apart and tear down. So I'm going to let you guys either enjoy it with me or suffer through it. I know some of you really like the disassembly videos and you like hanging out. You listen in the morning while you're drinking your coffee, or you listen on the way to work or on the way home from work to me struggle, or just to me blather on. You know, it's a familiar voice, a familiar, you know, it's like Cheers. Just like when you come to the live stream, everybody knows your name, you know? It's so fun. It's so cool. So very cool. So if I can get this pivot back in here, I think we're going to go back together fine. So as long as I can get this lined up. Can I get it in there? Can I get it in there? All right, so I'm doing this the wrong way. Let's hold this properly. Looks like we're lined up. Put my screw in here. You know, that's part of what I did last video, that I was paying more attention to talking to you all and not putting the knife back together. Oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to do. I'm glad I caught that. See all that stuff on the screw right there? A way to clean that off is you can use your driver to go like this into your rag, whatever rag you're using, and help clean that off. Yeah, there we go. Much, much better. All right, so let's get this dude lined back up where everything's supposed to be. Now, see, I could have had this back together, but I figured, you know, why not just struggle just a little bit? Everybody loves seeing you struggle. Now, here's something else. I have to say thank you to everybody that gave me advice. I am no expert by any means. You guys are taking this journey with me, and I really appreciate it when you give advice. Are we lining up? Let's see. I want to make sure that I'm lining up. It had a lot of there we go. If it starts giving you trouble, back it out, because you don't want to cross thread it, because then ooh, that would not be good. But you guys and gals give me so much good advice, and that's something else about the knife community that's so freaking awesome, is that if you can't figure something out, the knife community will help figure it out. So I'm just looking, and you can see right there that I'm not all the way in. So I'm going to investigate here and take this out, because I feel like I should be clipped in. It should have went ka-chink. So let me check this out. What's not vibing? Okay, there we go. I just heard a noise. Guess all I had to do was just push it. All right, push it good. But here's something else. If you have a question about a knife, you're not sure about a certain knife or not sure how to do something, I'm telling you what, the place to be is the live stream. Not just my live stream, the live streams. You know, when you're at the live stream, we'll shout out all the channels that stop in to say hi. There are so many awesome knife channels out there. You know, there's ones out there you'll like better than me, or some that you might not like as well as me. That's the nice thing about it, is there is every shape and style and size of knife channel out there. So I've got everything just finger tightened down, couple of fingers. Oh, yes, much smoother. Let's see. Nice and solid, no blade play, no lock rock, nothing up and down. Oh, that feels so much better. Wow. All right, let's go. Wait a minute. Are we centered? We're a little to the show side. Let me see if I can tighten this up just a little bit. Now, how are we looking? That's pretty darn good. I'll take it. It's a little hair off, but, you know, for a $25 knife, I'm not even worried about it, especially for the action. All right, let's go to the big screen. And here is something that I missed. I forgot to put some KPL knife pivot lube on our detent ball. So if you look inside here, see that ball right there? That little ball? I'm going to go ahead and, the nice thing about the applicator thingies, this is a perfect example to show you. If you just want to put a little drop in there, I usually just push it with my finger until a little ball forms, and they get it right there on the detent ball, all the way around it, and then move the knife back and forth, and that'll get it on that path that I missed when I had it apart. I know some of you were screaming at me, like, dude, you're putting it back together, you forgot. But this is the next best thing. That's really nice. You can use this, or, you know, if your knife is getting a little rough and you want to put some KPL, you can just go like this, go to the closest point, put a drop on this side and then a drop on this side, and let it get into the bearings and just work it back and forth, and it'll make it nice and smooth. Okay, now we'll go to the big screen. Now, something I used to always mention, and I don't mention as much anymore, but I have to remember there's new people all the time. If you take yours apart and you start flipping it, and then your blade starts moving over to one side like that, or like that, if it starts moving over to one side or the other, then that means you need to tighten your pivot up. Or it could mean you need to use a little bit of Loctite, some thread locker. So you could get this stick, or you can get some of this stuff that I'm throwing around. Make sure you get the right one. Don't get the heavy duty. You have to get the removable. I have links to this stuff. Otherwise, take a screenshot. Make sure you get the right stuff, and that'll make sure you don't ever have to worry about that. So my overall on the knife, the action is great. The action improved a lot by cleaning it. It's a lot smoother. It feels much more buttery now. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So I like the blade. It has a really nice long, slicey, long, wide, or high blade. And, you know, it needs a stropping. It didn't come the sharpest. My example, this particular one out of the who knows how many were made. And I like the jimping up here. It doesn't have a finger choil. It doesn't have a finger choil, but it doesn't have a sharpening choil. You can choke up here, or you can get up in there to get up in it. It's comfortable. I can feel a little bit, you know, I can feel the inside right here, which I could feel always on the inside of G10. I could feel the pocket clip just a tad. I wouldn't call it a hot spot, but definitely the jimping back here, I'm feeling. You know, I grip back here a lot when you're getting in it. Pressure goes this way and this way. So obviously the two places where they have the jimping, and I can feel it. Now, if I had gloves on, man, I'd be ripping through stuff for days. So that's something to take into consideration. I could definitely feel this jimping's a little rough. But man, I'll tell you what, it's comfortable, has a nice big handle. Nice big handle. For some of you that like the full-size hands, full-size hands, the full-size handles, look at that. You have handle for days. If you have an XXL hand, you would be able to use this one, no problem. So 25 bucks, you can get whatever color you want. If it's just an EDC, I think you're going to be set. You might like it. So I'm curious what you think about it. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? If you're indifferent or don't care, just tell me what you had for breakfast. But in the meantime, make sure you live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.